when the hammer comes down on the anvil, and that's it now. This is that hammer striking the anvil. This game means everything for these two teams, and they still have a battle to fight if they win. So this game is going to be huge, and I think
it really is.
You need to.
And let's just remind everyone as well, this is a best of one.
It's a best of one.
Lower bracket is best of ones for these guys. So whoever loses this game, they've kind of just come here today, lost 2 games, and then they're just kind of out of the UK seed until next season, which will be later in the year, where they can have another shot. But let's not dwell on that for too long. Let's move on to see how this Champion Select is going so far. Quint, Lulu, and Poppy banned out here for MnM, Fiora, Gangplank, and Kindred banned out for Excel. So
Sebler gets his Kalista that was banned against him previously, and it's going to be probably
on Corki as well.
Recycle on Corki, so that'll be. I don't think it'll be Corki top,
No, I don't think it'll be Corki top, which is really good.
It'll be Recycle playing Corki in the mid lane. Hopefully has a little bit more success than his Gangplank.
Yeah.
Not that his Gangplank was bad, but I feel like
Recycle was one of the players that was actually doing okay.
Yes, but the problem is that it took too long to get to a point where he was threatening, and he just couldn't deal with the Poppy. Poppy actually banned for them, so they don't have to ban it themselves. They're going to ban Gangplank and Kindred as well, and it will be potentially giving the Malphite over. We did actually just see Malphite win a game. So Malphite has just won a game.
Good job, Malphite.
Looks like Prosper is going to get his Thresh once more. Had a good game on Thresh, I would say. And it also takes it away from Strondorm.
We've seen some really good fresh play
from both Prosper and Strondorm.
Yeah.
So this is a double whammy, because they give it to Prosper and they take it away from Strondorm. Because if there's one thing that you generally tend to remember Strondorm for, is those ridiculous hooks.
Death sentences. And the flash death sentences as well.
He's a really good hook player. I didn't want to say hooker.
Well, you're right. He is a very good hook player. But we'll have to see. Horo deciding to lock in the Malphite. He's going to risk whether or not they'll win. Malphite has actually won a game now, so the curse is broken. And we'll see whether that one's going to work out for them. On the other side, hovering this Elise. I'm surprised Elise is so low in sort of pick priority here, to be honest. Yeah, I would have put Elise above Malphite, personally.
I wouldn't agree. I think Malphite has a very unique position in teams, that he provides a tool that is very hard to get from anywhere else. I think Elise is a good jungler, but she doesn't really offer anything unique. She's just very powerful at the moment. Malphite offers this unique engage tool that is very difficult to get away from unless you flash from it, and you've got to be bloody quick to flash away from it regardless. Going to be Braum, and I believe Braum still maintains his 100% win ratio.
It does.
So this is statistics are with Excel.
Excel, take the game.
Statistics are with Excel here, and I know that the Braum Kalista lane of Excel is strong. They're a very good Braum Kalista lane.
Well, Braum Kalista is, well, I mean, we mentioned it last Champions League. Braum anything is strong.
Yeah, Braum anything is very strong.
Kalista in general laning is just really hard to deal with, just because of the stacking rend. The longer a fight goes on, the more damage that's going to do. But it's going to be up against Lucian though, so Lucian Thresh as well, very, very powerful lane. Hovering the Zillion, I really want them to lock this in. Don't know if they're going to commit to it.
I think
they are. They've committed. Yes, we're going to see a Zillion.
I think it's a solid pick versus Corki, and no one wants to lane against a Zillion. No. Literally no one wants to lane against a Zillion.
Massive AoE stun. If you can land it, granted it's not exactly reliable, but it is incredibly powerful if you can get it.
If you land a stun on Kalista, she's dead.
Yeah.
You know, and Corki in that mid lane, I think Recycle will have a tough time against Harper's Thor. This is the kind of champion that Harper's Thor likes to play, you know.
Yeah. Well,
surely not. Surely we're not going to see.
We've got a 50-minute farm fest on our
It's surely not going to be keys on Corki top though. Surely not.
I wouldn't put it past him.
I also wouldn't put it past him. We've seen Lucian top. Why not?
One thing I'm disappointed in is the lack of Teemo picks and bans out of keys.
Oh, true. Yeah.
We've not seen it banned against him once, and we haven't seen him pick it either.
Anivia
Looks
must
like
be a placeholder.
that might be a placeholder. We will just.
I'll double check what it's for.
Work out what's going on with that one. It looks like it's a Trundle coming through instead of a Nivea. So Trundle is going to be the last pick. So not quite as exciting.
Not quite as exciting as
Corki
Nivea.
top.
So it'll be Trundle on that key. Sorry, Trundle? Keys on that. I was about to say Trundle on that keys top.
Trundle on
It'll
that keys.
be keys on the Trundle top. So does pretty well into the Malphite, but and you can steal a lot of the resistances that Malphite will likely be building. Split pushes well against the Malphite as well can become a very scary split push threat. And generally can be quite a good front line for your team as well. I think Trundle is, again, one of those picks. And you can pick Trundle into a Malphite because, your ultimate does become useful. You steal the resistances from that Malphite during a team fight. His resistances are lowered, your resistances are boosted. And, then you become a pretty scary frontline tank. So I'm looking forward to seeing keys on this Trundle. It's not going to be Horror on the Zilean jungle, I'm sure of that. Just locking them in.
Yeah, just getting everything.
Unless it is, and then I'll eat my words, and this will be the first time that I've ever seen a Zilean jungle.
We're going to see Gragas mid once more, representing season
I have
3.
seen, you've probably seen it on Reddit, that AP Gragas montage. It's actually pretty scary.
Well, it could happen. It could happen. I don't really know Horror that well. I don't know how brave of a player he is, but it looks like he's going to go for the Gragas.
I would have been surprised.
Can't say I'm all that massively surprised. It's going to go teleport Gragas, apparently, though. Seems unlikely. I hope desperately that he swaps that to Smite.
I think he will. I think he's just trolling us. But
yeah,
I quite like the Zilean
no, that's
pick.
Keys, that's trolling.
Okay. So I quite like the... great joke. You did a good one, buddy. So I quite like the Zilean here. I feel like apart from that, they're kind of lacking damage on the side of MnM. They really only have the Lucian and Zilean as proper outputs.
And Zilean's not exactly the greatest sustained damage dealer ever.
No, but he does do a lot of burst. I have seen some good AP Gragases recently as well from the jungle. It's been quite a scary prospect, actually, not going full tank Gragas. Actually goes a bit of AP Gragas. Yeah. We are going to go through to spectator delay. We'll be within 3 minutes. But so you look at the composition. They have again. You pick a Malphite. It's a pretty team fighty composition. Zilean slots well and nicely into a team fight. There's not many people there that are going to be able to lock out the Zilean. If you can get a team-wide stun, follow up with a Malphite ultimate, I feel like that's a lot of damage.
The other way around, the Zilean stun's a lot harder to land. But if you can get that knock up, the 2 bombs are going to be easily thrown in to chain that CC.
So I like that. That's a good pickup. Again, I do feel like it lacks damage. They have to get a very specific set of circumstances to win a team fight, I would say. I don't think they have any split push pressure there. Malphite is probably never going to be able to split push as hard as a Trundle will. No. And I don't really have anything else in there that can come to a split push. Zilean is a very weak split pusher. Yes, he can clear waves, but he's too exposed if he's split pushing very squishy champions. So these guys will be sieging. Zilean is a really good sieger because he has great zonal control with those bombs. Place a bomb on the floor, no one's going to touch it. They're going to go absolutely nowhere near it. So you can place them behind the turret. No one's going to want to pick them up. Try and siege the turret after that. So they've got a pretty decent siege there. And then they've got obviously that nice skirmishy team fight with the Zilean and the Malphite combo that you can have. But look over at XL, it's different kind of team comp there.
I want to see like a straight up wombo combo team fight versus a straight up wombo combo team fight. Those are the most satisfying games to watch.
You need Orianna back for that. Orianna's
never out of meta.
She's never out of meta.
Never ever out.
But she's kind of out of meta now because there are just other picks in the mid lane that generally tend to be better. But I
think she's great.
There is more of a skirmishy comp here. Got a decent pick with the Elise and the Braum coming from XL. Keys will be able to split push. I think if they get into a 5v5, it's not the worst thing in the world. Sometimes when you go up against a Malphite team, you just want to avoid the 5v5. But there is the potential for them to win a 5v5 as long as they're very sensible about where they're positioning. If Zilean can land multi-man stuns, it's over for XL. They need to be kept spread apart. I would say they're likely doing better in the smaller skirmishes. Keep Keys in that side lane. Unless they're getting pressured too hard, obviously, from the siege. I think this is all going to come down to how much Recycle, or how used to a Zilean Recycle is in that mid lane. Because Recycle's on that core key, he's going to be quite exposed. Yes, he can get away with the Valkyrie, but if he gets double stunned, that's a pretty easy pickup of kills for Horror and Half Past Thor. So I think this is going to come down to that mid lane. If Recycle can get ahead of the Zilean pre-6, which can happen, but Half Past Thor plays so safely.
I think it's going to be a lot down to the junglers here on whether or not Horo can match the pressure out of Titanium Fang. Now, in the first game we saw of Horo of the day, he kind of got pretty badly bullied. Couldn't really find any opportunities, and we regularly saw him kind of hovering around lanes, wanting to go for a gank, wanting that opportunity, but not quite finding that way in. Couldn't get his foot in the door. I want to see him really step up this game and be decisive with what he wants to do. If he wants to farm, fair enough, go farm. If you want to gank, then go and gank, but don't just wait around the wings and waste time and end up 2 levels down.
Yeah, that was the real issue. And Impaler was very decisive in the jungle. He was consistently taking enemy jungle camps, finding ganking openings when he could. Like we said, Horo sat in brushes for far too long, stood on top of vision, very indecisive about where he wanted to be on the map. This game, he's on the same champion. I want to see him be a little bit more, maybe aggressive, look for the ganks more often, because he could definitely make them work. And, against the team like XL, you definitely are probably expecting less polished, I suppose, ward coverage, because that's been one of the weaknesses of XL so far, that the warding has always been kind of off for them. So Horo can maybe look to exploit that. He can potentially get a stronger early game gank pattern off. And XL, I think if they want to win, they have to step up that vision control, consistently looking to apply vision in the enemy jungle. Look for key defensive wards that you need to place down. But we are into the game now, ladies and gentlemen. And
we are indeed. We are ready and raring for our 5th game of the day. It is MnM up against my brain's gone
XL.
dead. XL, of course it's XL. It's been a long day.
It's a
so
long
far.
day. We've had the delays. It's a tough job talking for hours on end, actually, though you wouldn't think it listening to me.
It's more tiring than you would think it is, but let's have a look at this game. Interestingly, we actually have a little bit of a different stack that we've not seen in level 1 so far. We've typically seen everyone just kind of spread out across the map, but I'm going to see a bit of a 3-man coming out here. Prosper going to spot that one out, just throws out the ward. That is going to be taken out, though, so cheeky 10 goal coming across. And you can see already Titanium Fang managing to get that CS lead up on Horo. So again, Horo just starting to fall behind in the jungle.
Yeah, he's got a singular CS advantage here from that ward.
10 gold is going to make a
Didn't realise
difference.
wards counted as CS, actually.
Did you not know that?
I genuinely didn't. I've never had the chance to count it, you see. Usually it doesn't happen so outright as that.
Yeah, well, I'm an AD carry main, so all I care about is CS.
So you just get those wards, mate.
Yeah, mate. I've actually missed minions for wards in the past. I feel like it's a more valuable one.
Yeah, clear some vision. Looks like top lane is where or top side is where Titanium is going to start. Going to mirror that of Horo. And Key's going to help him out here at the Krugs. So standard lane setups as well. We're going to have the 1 versus 1 and the 2 versus 2 here.
Yeah, absolutely. So here we go. Everything spawning away. Everything pretty even starts. Nice ward here on the Krugs is going to mean that they know exactly what is going on. So XL well clued in terms of that one. And we're just going to see pretty standard starts coming out. And I've got to say, top lane definitely going to be a bit of a slower one this game. Trundle up against Malphite. It's never going to be the most exciting matchup.
No, but, eventually Trundle should have sort of success, I guess, against Malphite in that lane, depending on his itemization path. So, I don't think we're going to see an explosive set of kills, but Trundle definitely can apply pressure and, pressure those turrets a little bit more easily than the Malphite can. Yeah. Top bot lane, we saw a bit of action there. Strondom got taken very low, it seems. Level 2 power spike. Seems to have been hit by the bot lane from XL.
Except, oh yeah, they have hit it now, but Strondom was not taking damage. So must have been the level 1 power spike out of the Lucian. Reskill with a nice little sidestep back into that bomb to make sure that he
picks it up,
that extra bit of damage.
Exactly, you got to
very good at catching. And he's taken after Keys, obviously, big baseball player, as you can see. He wants to live up to. I don't know. I'm going to stop talking. You take the wheel for a bit, scoundrel.
Right. So Keys pushing very aggressively in that top lane, left himself exposed, but he probably knew that Gragas had started on that side of the map. So when you have your jungler start on the top side of the map, you feel fairly safe as a top laner pushing this far up. Looks like a very aggressive move by Titanium Fang here. He's moving in towards the enemy side jungle, going to get spotted out by a ward as he moves through. Gragas just going to back off with that body slam. Now Titanium's being collapsed on here. He may have to flash.
He may indeed. Is going to be able to repel over his opponents, though. And actually, he's going to be just about fine. And here comes Half Past Thor. A nice stun onto Strondorm. And actually, he could be in trouble. Unbreakable comes out. And the counter stun onto Prosper is going to mean that this should just be a disengage from both of these teams. So nice collapse from both teams. First of all, to start the fight onto Titanium and Fang, but then also from Excel to deny that.
Heal had to be burnt, but Prosper also used that ignite. So I guess tit for tat in that bot lane, and the little engage there. Nice disengage by Titanium and Fang using that repel and then using her spiderlings to tank the hook. Worked out pretty well for them both. Sebla just being aggressive on this Kalista. I'm expecting big things from Sebla. This is a champion that we know he likes. Keys, though.
Keys is in trouble up in this top lane. That's going to be the slow from Horo. Flash comes out from Keys. If Horo can flash it, yes, he can. Gets the knock up. Keys is going to be going down. Flash actually comes out from Gash and Slash just to secure that kill for himself. Well, that is going to be a nice little start there in favor of MnM.
Yeah, so we're going to get a kill onto the Malphite. 2 flashes burnt for it. Keys has his teleport. He can head back up to that top lane. Imagine he, depending on the minion wave, he'll either teleport or just walk. We will just have to see. He's going to look like he's walking now. Knows he... Oh, no, teleporting. I got trolled by the troll.
So Keys going to teleport back into lane. And actually is going to be able to build up a little bit of a CS lead. They're already even, and just look how many minions there are for him to chow down on. So he should be just about fine going back into that lane. And realistically, against a Malphite, it's not too big of a deal if you die in lane, so long as you stay even in CS. Malphite's not exactly a massive lane bully, so should be just about okay.
Yeah, he should be... obviously, he's now going towards that Sunfire cave. I think Trundle, unless he gets some lifesteal, will find it difficult to beat the Malphite out. And maybe with the ultimate, you'll see something slightly different happen. Horo, though, I like how he's managed to make ganks happen already. It's good for him. It's very decisive. Titanium Fang having to back. Had less of an impact so far, just getting caught in the enemy side jungle. And Horo making pings in that mid lane. Finding it difficult to find an opening, though.
Yeah, the biggest issue I've got with what Horo's doing right now is he's using that Scuba Gragger skin, which is just frankly disgusting. Just
what do you have against scuba
nice,
divers?
It's nothing I've got against scuba divers. Just that skin is just not nice. Just not nice at all.
Really, I quite like that skin.
Really?
Yeah, it's quite cool.
I just think it looks old and clunky. Anyway, let's talk about the game because Prosper is in a little bit of trouble. He's going to flash away though and shield himself with that lantern, so he'll be able to get away safely from that one.
Again, look at the vision early on in this game for Excel. They've got 1 ward on the map, and that's to cover the tri-brush of that bot lane. Absolutely 0 across the rest. They have no idea where the team of MnM are, and you can see Gragas now heading round. He's just doing some counter jungling of his own. Horo being a little bit more decisive here, as it looks like at least trying to make something happen in the bot lane. Not going to be able to get that off as the ward spots her out. Titanium Fang just having to back out here. Maybe move towards that mid lane. Not been pinged yet. Half Past Thor.
Oh, Keys could be in trouble once again. That's going to be the knock up there. There's no flash available. And look at the CC coming out. A beautiful pillar. Can they finish it though? Actually, Keys is going to walk away with it.
Wow.
Oh, disaster for MnM. I feel like that really should have been a kill. They just didn't go for that last auto attack. Half Past Thor though. He's had to use his chrono shift already, and he is going to go down. Recycle comfortably finishes that one.
2 things there. Grasp of the Undying saved Keys' life. I definitely think they could have potentially got the kill there, but they didn't have the barrel.
I think Horo didn't go for one last auto attack,
yes,
so that Gash and Slash could get it.
Yeah, cancelled the auto there. And Keys very lucky to escape with his life. And I'm kind of interested as to how Half Past Thor wasn't aware that Elise was coming. She was seen in that tri-bush, then seen walking up behind the dragon pit. There is realistically only one area that you're going to go to after you've been bot lane and you're walking around the dragon pit. You are going to try and make something happen in the mid lane, and Half Past Thor continuously pushed up pretty far here. Recycle going to have to back. He's used that ignite, used that flash, picks up his sheen and a portion of his phage, and will head nicely back towards that mid lane.
Half Past Thor now heading towards that blue buff, just going to chuck a bomb over and pick that one up for himself. So he's going to be very happy with that, and that's just going to mean that he can spam those time bombs like no tomorrow, especially with his rewind being on such a short cooldown with the blue buff.
Again, jungle pressure in the mid lane is what I think is going to be good for Excel here. I think it's a matchup that is difficult, but Harpas Thor is a slippery guy to lock down, especially with that speed up on himself. He's starting to struggle in that top lane, not in terms of CS. He's going to go for like Sterak's Gauge very early on here, or at least maybe the Titanic Hydra that builds into either of them. I would imagine actually Titanic Hydra, that's something that we're more used to seeing on Trundle top, and Sterak's Gauge as the first item would strike me as kind of odd, as Reeskull picks up a blue buff of his own. Also has the special delivery, so should he want to make use of that somewhere down the line. Harpas Thor doesn't have that flash available, remember.
No, he does not, and Reeskull, I thought he was going to go for it then, to be honest. I thought he was going to go just straight in for that fight, but not quite deciding to go for that one in the end. And so far, very, very slow calculated game from these two teams. Only 400 gold difference so far, and neither of them really wanting to go too aggressive for anything. They're wanting to make sure they're absolutely certain that they are going to win these fights. But Prospect is going to get a really nice lantern onto Horror with a beautiful flash stun. This is the Horror that we needed to see in game one. He is making things happen, and he gets another kill over for Smoky Lemon.
Yeah, and again, Sebla and Strondorm split up there. I think maybe would have been a good idea is to pull Strondorm in using the Callista ultimate and then throw him back out to try and buy some time. Then use that Unbreakable in an attempt to just lock any damage coming out from the Lucian. But unfortunately, they split up and Sebla gave his life for it. Again, Horror, we're loving this. He's really aggressive. The Horror that we were supposed to see previously as Keys goes aggressive against Gash and Slash.
Yeah, do you think it's maybe just a matter of kind of intimidation? I mean, Banditos have kind of made a name for themselves already. He was going against Impaler in game one. Do you think that was just a matter of knowing who you're against and maybe playing a little bit differently because of that?
Yeah, potentially, for sure. XL, this is good though. They are on the red side, so they are going to be looking to secure this dragon. And it should be fairly easy. Horror going potentially for a steal. And he gets it!
He's going to get it as well. Horror managing to grab that one. He doesn't have flash available, and he will be going down there. But Zillion is going to be there with the Chrono Shift. Repel from Titanium Fang is going to keep him alive. And look at this Gash and Slash tanking everybody up. But there's the death sentence onto Strongdom, who immediately goes down. Prospect picks the kill up, but it's traded 1-for-1. Now Keys is in the fight. He's trying to get onto Smoky Lemon, who's just smacking out the damage as fast as he possibly can. Reesicle now going to try and aggress further, but the time bomb chunking him out a little bit, and they decide to back away. It's a 1-for-1 overall, but the dragon goes over to MnM.
Yeah, great steal there from Horror. He is hitting all the right boxes. Unfortunately, didn't have flash available, had no mana, and couldn't get away. Keys' teleport struck me as a little bit odd. He had no mana, so couldn't actually do anything in that team fight, so had to flash away immediately. But got a kill onto Sebla, got a kill on, or I think it was just a kill onto Sebla rather, so that's going to allow him to start to build up towards the power spikes that we know Callista can achieve with a bit of gold in her back pocket. And Reeskull having a good time on that Corki in the mid lane.
Yeah, it certainly is. But so is Harpas Thor. They're going to be able to tie it up in CS. Obviously, Reeskull with that extra kill, but not too crazy of a lead coming out right there. And 80 carries as well, even in kills. So the only sort of significant lead, I would say, is up in that top lane. There is the 1 kill and an assist for Gash and Slash. However, there's a couple of CS down. So, I mean, across the board, it is incredibly even. We've only got 100 gold between these two teams in general. So, we're going to see Strondorm just having to back away from that one. But we do have a fight over in the mid lane. Harpas Thor taking a chunk of damage. Reesicle going to get knocked by that explosive cask. I think he was wanting that to knock him over the wall.
Yeah, and actually, there's something that I forgot to mention, just to point out how mechanically skilled some of the XL players are. That last team fight, the Malphite ultimate hit 0 people because Callista used her ultimate to bring Braum out of it, and Elise repelled out of that ultimate and then jumped down onto that Rift Scuttler. So, again, Titanium Fang and Sebla just showing how quick with the reactions they are, but I think the flash kind of gave it away. Usually when the flash Malphite ultimate comes out, you have 2 things that can give you an indicator that it's going to happen. One is the flash, then one is the Malphite ultimate. If it's a straight up Malphite ultimate, it's a little bit harder to react to.
Yeah, for sure, and well, doing a very good job to show that they are mechanically sound players. And this is kind of one of the things we were talking about earlier, is a lot of these players are very mechanically sound. Like Solzy is a great example. Mechanically incredibly good. Unfortunately, didn't really show that much in terms of decision making, and that's the kind of thing that's going to separate these teams at this kind of level. Strondom It's going to eat a hook there, but should be just about okay. Does take about half of his HP in damage. Nice little trade back, though, from Sebler onto Prosper. And that is going to be just, again, even Stevens here as these two teams look to have an incredibly long laning phase. We don't usually see laning phases that go on for this long, and we don't have a single tower going down just yet.
Not just yet. MnM. It's been very slow. You are right. I was thinking about it in my head. I was thinking in my head.
I usually think of my stomach, to be honest.
Yeah, same. But yeah, you're right. It has been a very slow post game when it comes to structural advantages, and Keys and Gash and Slash just going toe to toe in that top lane. You can see Gash and Slash actually picking up the sheen here, which may allow him to trade slightly more effectively in that top lane. Rod of Ages has been finished for half past Thor now, so there's a 14-minute Rod of Ages. Should be fully stacked by the time we get to 24 minutes in the game.
Yep.
Corki finishing that Triforce, so got that power spike of the Triforce there. You just feel like this game is going to explode at some point. You feel like something is going to happen, it's going to be turned on its head, and then one team's going to come out riding a wave of glory. Because remember, the team that loses this, they are out of the ESL Premiership. This is it for them. This is everything, this singular game of League of Legends.
Yeah, it's not all that surprising that they're playing safe when you kind of remember that fact that this is their path into professional play. If they can win this game and win another game afterwards, then they're going to be into the Premiership. But it certainly feels like a tall order, especially if you're one of the teams in this game. You really can't afford to step a foot out of line. But we're going to see Horror hanging around this bottom lane. He wants to try and make something happen. Prosper is going to be available with the Lantern. If they can land a death sentence, they're going to be able to make something happen, but doesn't look like they're really going to find much of an opportunity just yet.
Titanic Hydra finished up on Keys now, going up against the Glacial Shroud, going towards that Frozen Gauntlet for Gash and Slash, and Keys just making the most out of that AoE splash, just trying to apply damage to Gash and Slash in this top lane. We have very little happening though across the map. It is fairly low-key here. There is a pink ward. I believe Titanium Fang is going to come help clear that one out. Nope, he is not. He's just going to head back down. Again, I'm still questioning the vision control here from XL. They've got some pinks in the river, that's fine. But when you're a team that trying to play at the highest level, you have to go beyond that. You have to start to get wards deep into the enemy jungle. You have to start predicting where they'll be, looking where they'll be across the map. Not just in those neutral contested areas like that river brush, and it has been a problem for XL. It's been pointed out a few times. They need to make sure that they're upping their vision across the enemy side jungle, even in their own side jungle, to be honest.
Yeah, absolutely. And we are seeing Sebler slowly but surely heading towards that Runan's Hurricane. Nearly said Randuin's Hurricane there, which is the AP equivalent that is yet to be announced, but I'm sure will happen one day. Soon TM. I'll email right after this game and just make sure that happens for you guys. Oh wait, that already exists, kind of. I guess, in Ludens. I guess that's more of a shiv. I don't know what I'm talking about, but here we go. Dragon might just be started off fairly shortly here.
XL want control of this. They want to get their first Dragon on the board because they had the first one stolen away, obviously. They are maybe looking to make a play in that bot lane. That bot lane turret has taken a bit of damage now for XL. As Sebler makes his way down, he's got that Blade of the Ruined King's power spike, so will be a fairly big threat. But then Lucian has also picked up his Essence Reaver, and interestingly enough, we are seeing AD carries kind of revert back to these Berserker Greaves because of the price changes. And actually, I think it works well with Callista. An AD carry again, very dependent on attack speed. It makes more sense to go for something like the Berserker Greaves because she's already very mobile as it is. Don't really need the boots of swiftness, and you'd never go boots of lucidity.
Do you want to know a fun fact about Callista?
Yes, I'd love to know a fun fact about Callista.
Callista's jump range is not affected at all by movement speed. However, it is affected by the tier of boots that you have.
It is indeed.
So if you upgrade your boots to any of the enchants, you get extra range on your jumping. So there you go. Today
I learned with Munchables.
There you go. Fun fact.
I actually prefer. You can see now the vision for XL is slightly better. They've put some in the blue side jungle. They've moved a little bit into the red side jungle of MnM, and this is slightly better. You can see here, I prefer this. They have good indication. You see Horo just spotted out there because of that ward that has just disappeared. It means Keys is going to be careful. This is far more sensible gameplay from XL at this point in time. My only worry is how effective this Zillion will be. Can they deal with the Zillion this time? And that's even more important. That vision just got them Dragon. So that's how important vision is. As a perfect case and example, he didn't even appear on the map in lane. He just appeared on a ward, and then they knew they could get the Dragon for free there. So if anyone needs a lesson about vision, it's a pretty good lesson right there, Munchables.
Certainly is. So today I learned with Scoundrel by wards. And
yeah, I mean, that's something I'll harp on about for a very long time. So
yeah, and I mean, we saw right there the team being punished immediately for not properly using the vision.
And XL have already done better than the last game. They've got a Dragon. But here comes a teleport coming through. Double teleport.
Oh, it's down in the bot lane. I thought it was going to mid because I saw the animation, but here we go. The fight's kicked off, and Sebla already incredibly low. That's going to be a kill for Gash and Slash, and they're looking for more. Half past Thor, just waiting for cooldowns. There's the first bomb. I don't think he's going to find the second one, though. Strondorm going to tank up that damage. I saw the teleport animation in the mid lane, and I realized that he was TPing as well. And that was going to be 4-2 on the scoreboard now as they take down this bottom lane tower. MnM taking the advantage.
Yeah, again, this I don't think was totally worth it for MnM. They did get the kill out of it. They may be even pushing onto this second tier turret here. XL trying to respond with a second tier turret of their own and trying to respond in that mid lane. Does look like they'll try and trade turrets for turrets here as MnM push onto that inner turret. Sebla going to head down there. I don't think he should get too close. The cast comes out from Horo.
Horo, he's going for it. Strondorm is actually tanking towers right now, but Horo might just be punished for this one. Went a little bit too deep for that. And it looks like it is going to be 2 towers for 2 towers across the course of this trade. Half past Thor arriving on the scene to try and just make sure that they are at least punished a little bit, but can't quite defend that tower.
I'm not sure if Keys took that blue buff. I don't know if we've just lost vision of it as well. Keys had the opportunity he had the opportunity to steal away the blue buff from MnM since half past Thor was mid and they just saw the jungler went down, but didn't do it. Unsure as the reasoning there. And now because XL have back, they've potentially lost pressure on that mid lane turret of their own, so they may even lose a bit of damage here as Sebla heads back down towards that bot lane. Still haven't managed to clear out. The vision actually is slightly better, but they haven't cleared out much vision that the guys from MnM have put in their own their side jungle. There's been some deep wards for MnM that have been there for a very long time.
Yeah, they have. And now we're going to see Gash and Slash heading up towards his top lane. He has a pretty decent sized minion wave to work with here. Could push that into his top lane tower. Obviously knows that he can't really push to try and take that objective just yet. And Strondorm is going to be able to stop these minions from all running underneath the tower as well. So just playing the game of inches right now between these two teams. And let's take a look at the CS numbers, in fact. Incredibly even across the board, except for in that top lane and in that jungle. We are going to see about 25 CS lead in the top lane in favor of XL.
It's going to be a ZZ Rock Portal Trundle as well, which is going to be so annoying to deal with. Yeah. I actually love this ZZ Rock Portal meta. It's really fun. And, you know, Keys is going to sit there. He's going to have a huge amount of armor and magic resist from that. It looks like Smoky Lemon is the guy to try and defend here as Keys backs out after having seen a reaction. Gash and Slash being locked up by Strondorm here. Has Strondorm overstepped his boundaries as Gash and Slash looking to make an engage happen here?
He does. He manages to get 2 with it as well. Strondorm is going to take the bomb over towards Sebla. They go back in, and actually that does a whole lot of damage to Titanium Fang as well. Horo misses his ultimate though, and now MnM are running with their tails between their legs. Look at this cleanup coming out. Keys is looking for more. He's found 1 kill for himself, and in fact he's turning around onto the tower, but Keys is taking a whole lot of damage, and Smoky Lemon, he's looking to clean up. 1 more hit will pick up the double kill for him. Lucian making a mincemeat of his opponents.
Again, half past Thor's bombs are really starting to hurt, and you saw it there on Keys, chunked him out entirely. It's a win for XL, but it could have been far better, and unfortunately given a load of gold to Lucian, which is the last person that you want to give a lead to on the side of MnM. But overall a win, but it was a slightly shaky win there for XL.
Yeah, it certainly wasn't. Here we go. Just going to be heading back to base, and once again, XL are starting to slowly but surely take the advantage here. About 3,500 gold ahead of MnM. But we'll see if they're going to be able to do anything with that gold lead that they've managed to accrue. A couple of towers ahead as well, which is very important at this stage of the game. If they can use that to push their vision line that little bit further forward into MnM's side of the map, then they're going to be in much better stead once we start heading towards these dragons, towards these barons.
And beautiful clean sheet there for Titanium. Fang, he's 1-0-5, the only person without a death on the side of XL. XL looking, again, I think they want to fight really. They, obviously they have a team composition that favors a sort of mid-game spike. Kalista and Corki both very good in the mid-game as Strondom gets locked up here.
Does indeed. They don't want to commit to that one. Braum, really not the target you want to be going on.
A lot of damage. Those bombs are starting to chunk.
Yeah, not going to be able to do that. And look at the zone as well coming out from Zilean. Like, there's so much area that you can't get onto. Half past Thor is going to be able to get that dark passage to safety. Does have his chrono shift available. He needs to use that, and he will do so. Prospect now going to be the focus target as Risical trying to do what he can. Half past Thor's back alive, gets the stun onto Titanium. Fang, gash and slash misses his unstoppable force and immediately goes down. And look at this, it's kind of falling apart a little bit. Risical going to die to that time bomb, and I guess his clock ticked out there.
You're thinking
I tripped over my words like crazy.
You thought of it and you're like, oh, it's a great one.
No, I didn't even think of it. That's not even what I thought of saying. But anyway, that is going to be the dragon going over to XL.
And Titanium Fang painting people titanium white with that cocoon. He's been really, really on form picking people out with the cocoon there for him. I was thinking of that one for a while. I wanted to include Bob Ross somehow. But no, this is good for XL. That these team fights look shaky, but they're getting objectives from it, which is the most important thing. And based on their last game where they had a really poor performance in terms of controlling the dragon, they look like they're far more organized in terms of dragon control, which it could end up being the real turning point for XL here if they go for that 5 dragon. They're only the second one in though, so a long way to go before we get to that stage. At least another 18 minutes. 24 minutes maybe even, so it's a long time before we get to Dragon being a real threat here for MnM.
Yeah, and I mean, while XL did kind of win that fight there, they were 3,000 gold ahead earlier on. It's now gone down to about 2,000 gold. So MnM are slowly but surely closing this gold gap, and look at this, XL starting to position around Baron.
Yeah, they do have the Kalista. Obviously, it is quite safe to go for a Baron when you have the Kalista, but are they just expecting MnM to have no idea? Because they're going straight for it here, and it looks like MnM are reacting. They know about it, they're going to back off. Yeah, look at that. They're really good vision from XL, though, to know. I mean, the second MnM start to head towards it, they immediately know that they've been spotted out, essentially. And that's one of those, it's exactly like we were mentioning earlier. It's kind of, you just go for it, and I mean, the odds are you don't get the Baron, but at least you force them to react. Strondom! I thought that was just going to be a tiny bit of harass when the hook landed, but nearly going down. You're seeing the combo here from MnMs. Anyone that gets locked up in CC will immediately have a double Zilean bomb thrown onto the head. And Strondom being taken out means it's going to be free reign for the MnM guys. Take this turret, and they're going to slowly pull themselves back towards the gold total of XL. Very little separating the two teams here. And I think Keys needs to get back into a split push here, I think. Make use of that ZZ Rot portal to its utmost. I think he's placed it somewhere in bot lane or somewhere in top lane. There's definitely, yeah, top lane Tribush, there is ZZ Rot going on there. You can see the little minions crawling out. And that's the best, when you have a ZZ Rot portal, you do want to take advantage of it. Actually, they're going to go for Baron now. They're going to clear it out. Potentially going to go for it straight off the bat. Malphite is bot. He does have teleport. This is risky for XL here.
Yeah, Key's going to be on zoning duty right now. They're stacking up that Ren, but still 7,000 hit points to go. And that's actually going to be Fate's Call used as well. Not to much effect. Strondom going to be locked up by the Zilean bombs and make sure to hug Keys to spread that damage around.
Where's the Locket of the Iron Solari? There needs to be a Locket of the... Oh, there is. No, it is. It's on Elise. It was on cooldown, so I couldn't see it. Thank goodness. I was about to have a baby fit rage. But
baby fit rage.
Baby rage fit. It's yeah, Locket Iron Solari is super important here against the Zilean.
Yeah, for sure.
And I actually think even because the amount of times that Braum is getting locked up here, I think yes, it's nice that he's going for the Frozen Heart. I don't think it's completely necessary against this team though. I'm not totally sure that I agree with the Frozen Heart pickup here for Braum. I definitely think a magic resist item may have been more useful. In fact, I actually think Mikhail's Crucible would have been fantastic.
Yeah, definitely could have been a really good one to go for. Obviously, cleanse that stun away, cleanse a hook away.
And I think Kalista needs a QSS sooner rather than later.
Yeah, I think that's the case on a lot of AD carries at the minute, is just go for that QSS in so many different compositions. That's kind of necessary these days.
So Malphite heading back down bot. Keys has got teleport. Gash and Slash does not. He's okay trading with Gash and Slash here, but Gash and Slash does have that frozen gauntlet, so he's not, you know, this huge tank that can't deal any damage. As they have to be so careful versus Zilean here. They're immediately turning off time and time again. They're turning around from this Baron. They don't want to commit while Half Past Thor is alive, and I think that's a very sensible decision. Half Past Thor oversteps the boundary potentially.
Yeah, but he's got about a million movement speed, so he's going to be okay. I really want to see the Zilean Syndra combo where Zilean throws down the bombs and then Syndra knocks him with Scatter of the Week. That'd be okay.
I've seen the Zilean Poppy combo, where you put, you put the bombs onto the minions and you throw the minions at the enemy team.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that one. That was a good one.
I realise mine's not actually doable, but it would be cool if it was.
Here's easy.
It would be broken if it was.
Gash and Slash. He's just having to. Keys is doing no damage.
Wet noodle
right now.
fight,
Yeah,
right?
I mean, Keys doesn't have a Blade of the Ruined King, so he's never really going to get through Gash and Slash easily. And the Titanic Hydra isn't exactly going to start doing huge amounts of damage to a guy that's got armor stacked up for days. Reeskull took a bit of damage here. He must have got locked up by a bomb or something. Next Dragon up in a minute. That looks like XL's target. Reeskull pretty low. I'd imagine he'd want to back before the Dragon is cooled out here. Teleport soon available for Gash and Slash as Strondorm looks to clear that area out himself. Sebla getting more and more items in his back pocket now. Has picked up that Lord Dominic's Regard. Start to deal with the Malphite a little bit more easily.
Yeah, I'm interested to see what MnM do here, because so far in the last few minutes they've kind of just been sat sort of in the backseat, just cruising along, like making sure that they contest when XL try and do Baron, but not really. They don't seem like they have something that they're actively trying to achieve.
Look at Half Past Thor's CS though. He's 304. He's been averaging 100 every 10 minutes, which is basically on point with where most professionals tend to be. Yeah. Half Past Thor is farmed to hell right now, and he's got loads of items. He's a scary mid laner at the moment.
Yeah, absolutely is. And I think just grabbing that Zhonya's next could be absolutely massive, if not Death Cap. Death Cap could be just huge to boost that damage. And we've already seen that his time bombs are doing crazy huge damage right now, but actually the Dragon going to be started by XL. Not really any answer by MnM. They're just going to
try and get some Baron vision control, because that's something that they've been losing out on. Going to put Keys back down that bottom, and he's picked up a Spirit Visage for himself.
Horror. He's got his sweeper. No. Oh, he gets away with it.
He gets away with it.
Had his sweeper off cooldown there as well. Could have swept that ward, but dear
oh god,
me.
they look like they're trying to collapse on Strondorm here. He is out by himself. He
managed
to dodge the hook.
He does indeed. Can they get the flayed? No. Looks like he's going to be able to jump away from that one. Gets off the stand behind me, and we'll just stroll on away to safety. Blasting Wand as well has been picked up now by Half Past Thor, so he's going to be feeling pretty cushy at the moment. Not going to be too worried as he's doing a lot of damage. Let's have a look at how much this bomb does to Titanium Fang. Okay, absolutely nothing.
He needs that void
Titanium
stuff.
Fang is pretty tanky. He's got a locket. He's got the Spectre's Cowl as well.
He's going to need a void stuff. I think potentially that's what Half Past Thor could be working towards with the Blasting Wand and the Amplifying Tome.
Yeah.
Obviously that builds into a lot of things, but void staff is one of them. And it would make sense to try and get through some of that magic resist that we're seeing stacking up on the side of Titanium Fang and Keys. No one else yet picked up magic resist. QSS I still think should be a priority here for Sebla once he gets the gold needed.
We kind of have a battle of statistics right now, because so far Braum has won every game, right? But so has the winning AD carry not had a death every game. So far, Smoky Lemon's not got a death, but he's against
This is ZZ Rock Portal versus ZZ Rock Portal in this bot lane.
Oh my goodness, look at them go.
The battle of the ZZ Rocks.
Keys and Gash and Slash just scrabbling to try and kill the little
They can't
puddle.
kill the ZZs.
Oh goodness. This is just silly.
This is interesting. When this happens, this is super interesting.
For goodness sake.
Keys maybe needs to be a little bit careful here, but Gash and Slash looks like he's trying to bait him in. There can be a reaction from the MnM guys, and Keys knows he's in trouble now as he starts to run away.
I love how they were fighting for a good 15 seconds there, and neither of them has even lost health.
It's going to be like that, and I think Keys is not going to be that split push threat Trundle without more damage items behind it, but it makes no sense for the team to go damage items, because if they ever get locked into a 5v5, he just wants to be huge frontline that can be a threat to the AD carries, because Trundle, regardless of what items he has, generally is always a threat to the AD carries.
Yeah, for sure. And obviously as well, a threat in those team fights in terms of making someone on the opposing team a whole lot weaker with those
bot lane.
stats.
I'm just watching on my screen this bot lane. It's just the wave isn't moving anywhere.
Fight. I don't think it's going to go anywhere. I'm not sure there's any point in watching this, because we see Strondom has been hooked, and they're not going to do anything with it just yet. I think these teams are very, very aware of the fact that whoever loses this is going to be knocked out of the tournament. They're playing incredibly safe due to that fact.
Yeah, and the problem is for XL, I think the further it goes, the worse it is for them. I don't know. It's difficult to work out. XL has got a very mid-game focused team. Later game, Half Past Thor becomes a bit of a beast. Lucian does scale pretty well as well. It just really depends. A lot of the culling comes down. Reescal forced to flash.
He is indeed, but the time bomb is ticking on him. Looks like he might just be going down one more auto. In fact, he steps onto another bomb. That's going to be a kill for Half Past Thor. There's the stun, and the time bomb once again ticking out. There's a double kill onto the Zillion. Half Past Thor going to be very happy with that one. Very appropriate name as well for playing a clock-based character is Half Past Thor.
Yeah, that's what I'm starting to worry about for XL, the Zillion. All this wet noodle fights, all these sort of, I guess...
Oh, teleport going to be channeled in here. Titanium Fang doing his best to just try and tank things up, but look at that. The wave just going to be cleared by Zillion, who's like halfway across the map by the time.
Yeah, all these really unsure fights have just given Half Past Thor the time to farm up and become an absolute monster.
Yeah.
And now they're going to go for Baron, knowing that they've got a little bit of a man advantage for the next few seconds. And they have the teleport on Gash and Slash, and taking a bit of damage here. Can they finish it?
I don't think this is wise, to be quite honest. Although the teleport is going to come in. It was all a bait. Sebla going to be the focus target. A beautiful explosive cast, but he flashes straight on into a Malphite. Titanium Fang doing what he can on the back line, but he's just going to have to repel on out of there. Keys got a time bomb on his head, but they're not going to get the stun. Look at that Valkyrie come on through. Prosphere incredibly low, and we're going to see Reesicle just doing whatever he can. MnM are running as fast as they can, but Titanium Fang goes down. Smoky Lemon still without a kill on the board. He's just looking to kite this one out as it turns into a 2-for-2. What a fight coming out.
That was a game-changing ultimate.
2 for 3.
2 for 3. A game-changing, fight-changing package delivery from Reesicle. And now they're going to rotate round top where they do have that minion wave advantage. There's not anyone to stop them. They have time to get the inhibitor. Half Past Thor is the real key target that they managed to take out in that fight. And got to give it to Reesicle. Had balls to go for that because they just lost 2 members. And managed to do it incredibly well. Look at this, huge damage going down. Inhibitor potentially for XL, and what looked like a horrible fight for them has been turned on its head and managed to pick up a top lane inhibitor.
The scary part about that whole scenario is Chrono Shift from Half Past Thor is still available. They didn't manage to get that ultimate off, which is just so crucial if you're going to play Zillion.
Yeah, I think he got locked up by the Braum. That's one of the benefits of having Braum and the ability to just, to lock people up. There looks like a teleport's coming through for Half Past Thor. They're going to try and catch Reesicle and Strondorm out here. Reesicle jumps over the side. Yeah,
they are indeed. Strondorm is going to be going down here. I don't see any way he escapes that one. That's a kill over to Smoky Lemon. 5-0-4 on that Lucian right now. And maybe an opportunity to start Baron. They are going to go for it. It still feels kind of risky. We can see Titanium Fang is just waiting down so in the quickly. Wings, looking for this steal, but yeah, as you say, it's going down incredibly quickly. If they can deny the gap closer from Elise, they might just be able to take this for free, and they do. In fact, it's secured by Smoky Lemon, which is kind of worrying a little bit, but Titanium Fang now is going to be their target. Can they finish him off, though? That's the question. Nice repel is going to pull him away, but the Death Sentence dodges the Spider Links, and he might just be going down. Prosphere, though, is incredibly low as well. Titanium Fang finally falls. Incredibly tanky Spidey, that's the stun onto Keys, who's also tanky. Reesicle, though, on this backline, he can't escape. Double kill comes through for Half Past Thor, and this is looking like a whitewash right now. In the meantime, you've got the Dragon taken by Sebla, but it's just not enough.
It's the 4th Dragon, though. It buys a little bit of time. Again, XL overstayed there after they managed to get that inhibitor. A huge gold lead, well not huge, but a significant gold lead starting to open up for MnM at this point in time. And they have that Baron, so they're going to look to reap some revenge for that inhibitor taken early on and try and get one of their own. They've got 30 seconds or so on Keys and Reskool, enough time to push up this mid lane and get an inhibitor for free.
I thought that was unstoppable force not landed then. I was like,
Harper's thought he's looking to make a...
He is. Oh, the slow comes down onto... Look how powerful that slow is as well. That's got that...
the zoning.
That old exhaust animation on it
Zoning
as well.
coming through from the bombs as well. This is good for.
They
have a huge minion wave too.
One inhibitor. Gashin Slash is looking for more though. Sebla has been stunned up. There's a beautiful death sentence right onto the backline. Strondom is going to go down, as does Sebla. Titanium Fang, he's got nowhere to repel to. This is going to be him falling, or is it? Yes, it is. There's the double kill for Smoky Lemon, and it looks like MnM, after looking like they were behind for so long, have managed to pull themselves back into this game. That's the mid lane inhibitor. They've got the Baron to push onto this bottom lane inhibitor as well, but the supers are pushing up in this top lane in favor of XL. Someone might have to base and deal with that unless they can just push and end the game right now. They've got the Baron and they're taking down these towers. Reesicle's been caught, a nice QSS, but is it going to be enough to keep him alive? Gets to Fountain. Keys is just doing what he can onto Gashin Slash, but he's not going to be able to kill him. There's the Zillion ultimate. Chrono Shift ticking away. Reesicle gets stunned. Flash Death Sentence doesn't quite land, but I don't think it matters. You just got to focus down the towers, guys. Get on with it. There it is.
GG.
The last tower goes down. This is going to be GG, and this is going to be MnM staying in the tournament, and XL unfortunately knocked out of the Premiership.
Absolutely heartbreaking for XL right there. It was a really tough game, and they had all of the advantages, but just again,